Hi everybody. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for oh, I I got this so messed up. I was trying to change the time and I forgot to change it. So, I'm not surprised there's not a million people in the chat or that everybody left. Um hopefully Sibyl will be joining us because apparently I confused her too. So, Cleo's here with me. We're going to take personal questions. If Sybil does end up joining us, then we can do some healings. And I apologize for everybody, but I'm a one man band and I make mistakes. So this is just the reality of New Jersey, folks. It's just not that easy. Okay. So, hi, Cleo. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. Okay, so we were going to talk about healing, and I guess Sybil is that's her forte. She's really into that. And
She's really good.
I don't think that there's anybody on here right now, but I was going to say for people that are interested in healing, um, your spirit guides are out there, and even though you may believe that you've never connected with them, or you never heard from them, or you don't have a feeling about them, if you're in if you're not feeling well, and if you're going through some health issues, a lot of times you can just put that out to the universe, and you may not get an answer like we do, like psychics do, but a lot of times, just and you kind of need to say it out loud, and it fits really well if you're into praying, if you know how want to do that. Meditation, of course, always helps, but just in a prayer and talking out loud, if you can put your concerns out there, and maybe you need a different doctor, maybe you need a different medication, maybe you just need moral support. Well, the one thing the spirit guides always do is they're there to support you, and they will, they're just so loving. And you might sense something like that, but even if you don't, just put your concerns out there, and I'm telling you, within a day or two, maybe a week, things start happening where you just like, why did I do that? What did I say to the doctor? Or, I mean, just little strange things that finally maybe help whatever your condition is, and, however it's going. And the people that need healing can also bring that healing on themselves through your spirit guides. And you don't have to hear them say anything to you, but you'll just, the whole idea, spirit guides, that's exactly what they do. They guide you in the direction that you need to go. And so I'm just suggesting that for anybody that's into something like that, that's one thing you can do. But we're a little disappointed Sibyl's not here today. I don't know what happened. It's
Oh, I do. I
I
completely
know, I
fucked
know
that
the
up.
time got screwed up, but I just
Yeah,
really wanted to meet her.
I
But
know.
anyway, that's my suggestions for people that are having trouble.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really good suggestion. And I think that the more you tune into your guides and also your body, just if you really take some time to lay very still, and if you, even if you're not actually meditating, but just lay still and tune into the feelings in your body, you can tune into things that are disrupted, things that are not feeling the best. And then that's when you can really ask your guides and angels, what can I do to ease this? Because disease is meaning that you're not at ease with something in your body. So, how do I ease this? How do I comfort myself? How do I cure this? How do I resolve this issue, whether it's pain or nausea or a headache or whatever it is? There is usually a way for you to fix it. With your spirits, with your spirit guides help, or just with your own visualizations. I've done that a lot.
Shockwave 43 asks, what questions are we asking?
Oh, personal questions.
Well, we'll go for personal right now because Sibyl's not here. We were going to go for for healing questions and stuff. But whatever you want to ask, hey, test us. It's free.
Right, it is free. Scorpio mama. She wants to know if she's pregnant. I think you asked this question on another one of our shows, didn't you? Maybe.
Well, I think she asked, will she be pregnant? Now she's asking,
Oh,
am I pregnant? And we said, as I recall, we said something, I don't know that it was with you. I can't remember which show it might have been on. I think everybody saw something happening happening this summer, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's been a while.
yeah.
She says a while ago she did.
Yeah.
So you want to know, like right now, you can go to a drugstore and get a no.
Oh, oh boy. Oh gosh. Okay. Thanks, Vivian. All right. I'm throwing a few cards. If
Okay.
you have something, go jump right in, Cleo.
I'm waiting for the cards because
Okay.
I'm not sure. I kind of got caught up in what was going on when we talked to her a while ago. Like I said, I don't remember that it was with Colleen. It might have been with the Mystic Four.
Yeah, I think it was, and I think I was watching it, and that's why I thought that it had happened.
And I tell you, the Mystic Four, we have such a great connection, and we'll be having a show tomorrow at 4 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock Eastern time.
Mm-hmm.
And you should come to that, Scorpio Mama, and ask the same question. But let's see what Colleen comes up with.
So I pulled the Six of Wands, which is a victory card. So if you're hoping to be pregnant, then the answer is yes. And I also got the Knight of Wands. So let's see what that would be. A fire sign. And if you're pregnant now, this is the 6th month. So you would be looking at an Aries baby. So I also got the Six of Cups, but I think that is kind of normal when women get pregnant. They do start reflecting on either past pregnancies or they start talking to other women in their family and they start reminiscing about when they were pregnant, or maybe it's your mother and she's sharing stories about her pregnancy with you. But dwelling on things in the past with other women, I think, is going to come up a lot because you probably are pregnant. That's what I'm going to say. And it's going to be probably a fire sign, and that would be Aries, and the math works out for that. So there you have it. So what do you get?
Okay, she says, I do have a pregnancy, but I think it's too early.
Too early.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that
Okay.
means.
Okay. All right. All right. But so Cleo, do you have any other thoughts on the whole pregnancy thing?
It's the same thing that I thought before, that is coming up within this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I don't know about right this minute. Possibly. Oh, we're into June, so yeah, we are getting into the summer. So
yeah. We just had the midsummer. I mean, we're coming up on the midsummer celebration, so we just had our ritual last night for midsummer. So it's that time of year.
Solstice?
What's that?
The summer solstice?
Yeah, it hasn't happened quite yet, but we had our celebration. We usually have them over the weekend because nobody can make it during the week. We all work.
Okay. So Scorpio Mama, I don't have a definitive answer right now. But I have felt before when this question came up that you were going to be pregnant. I felt that it was sometime this summer, June to August. But I can't tell you. I'm not. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. hold on here. Okay, sooner rather than later. Sooner rather than later. That's what I
Six
think.
of Wands, Six of Wands. You're pregnant. It's going to be an Aries. Boom. Okay.
There we go.
That's what I'm saying. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, Scorpio Mama. So, so vibe with me on that one. Okay. All right. And she said that she meant she has a pregnancy test, but she thought it was too early to test. So
Oh,
I understand that. Totally get that.
yeah, you don't want to
Yeah.
waste your money.
Yeah. Let's see. Like, share, and subscribe. Everybody's asking for that. Okay, so here's one. We have I'm expecting an inheritance. Will it come soon and without entanglements? Oh, Jenna, of course there'll be entanglements.
Yeah, there always is.
There's no such thing as a free lunch. So let's see, though. I'll do some cards on this.
I say yes. It'll be. It will probably come soon, but entanglements. Expect to share. Expect splitting up of something. Um, that could be entanglements. Somebody might want something that's non-specific, like maybe
Yeah.
not just money, but like a piece of jewelry or furniture or some kind of a thing like that, where I mean, you're not particularly inclined to let go of that, but um, in the end, it's going to work out okay. But yeah, there's going to be some questions, and anytime you get into an inheritance, it just seems like people start coming out of the woodwork. Like, wait a minute, what about me? I did this and this, and they always said I should have this. Um, you guys can work it out without making it a big deal. You'll work it out.
Wow, that is exactly in alignment with what my card said. This is the card, the eight or seven of pentacles of waiting on a harvest and just feeling like, when is it going to come? When is it going to come? When is it going to come? But I also have the Emperor. He's going to entangle things because, yes, somebody is either challenging you or is saying, hey, wait a minute, that's not fair. I didn't get my fair share or whatever. But yeah, so you are going to have somebody else who is also asking to share in your bounty.
Yeah.
So let's hope there's enough bounty to go around.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope she gets something.
Yeah, and I would say, Jenna, in the meantime, I think you need to use some positive affirmations. The inheritance will give, plenty of joy and happiness to everyone involved. That it's for the highest good of all, and it'll be, as fair as it can be. But just some positive affirmations so that when it comes down, no matter how it comes down, you will still feel very joyous about it. Because the thing about inheritance is that it usually involves family members, right? And and especially with our family, sometimes we have to work at feeling really loving towards our family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be drawn into the fray. Don't be, when somebody else is over here yelling and demanding and stuff, just let it go. It's an emotional thing. Don't feel like you have to justify yourself, but it will work out. But yeah, don't, whoever this person is on the that's saying, hey, wait a minute, me. Um, Let them voice it, let them get it out of their system, uh, and then turn it around the way you want it with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So positive affirmations that they will be happy with whatever they get, and that you will also feel satisfied and happy with what you get. I think a win-win for everybody is what you want for an outcome, and to maintain a loving relationship with that person.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to Shockwave's question. Will this summer be a great time to move? Well, I could be snarky, but I won't be.
Well, it depends if you want to move, and are you talking about moving within your area or moving out of state? But as far as would it be a good time? It would be a fine time. It'd be good. But it does, I am kind of thinking I'm kind of wondering if it might be financially a little bit of a struggle, depending on if you're moving within the area you're already in or if you're moving out of state. Then the finances might be a little bit of a problem. But it's summertime. Yeah, that's probably the best time to move. You got decent weather and you can move all your stuff, and yeah, it'd be good.
Now my cards came out different than what you said. The first card I got was,
wait. She's moving to a bigger city in Texas. So you're staying in Texas. Okay, go ahead, Cole.
That's okay. That's good. Okay. Let me go down here and see. I didn't see that. Moving to bigger city in Texas. I see. Okay. So right now there's a little bit of nothing's turning you on. You're either just not seeing the choices that you want to see, house wise or abode wise, or if you're renting, rental wise, whatever it is, you're just not seeing the choices that you want. And then there's too many choices. Then there's so many choices and you don't know what to pick.
Oh, no.
And when it comes to this isn't just so many choices. This is also that some of the choices are just downright bad. They're just like trying to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. They're just not like what they're cracked up to be. And they're trying to gaslight you. So be very careful with that. And the last one is you have to make a decision. So I'm going to say, now this is a swords card, the decision card. I'm going to say hold off. I'm going to say be very, very careful and perhaps hold off till the fall, because there's something a little hinky going on here, or things are just not to your liking. Have you made that wish list? Have you made that list of everything that you need in the perfect new residence? And does it serve you and anybody who's living with you? Does it serve all your needs? Is it close to the things you need to be close to? Is it going to be affordable? Is it going to be pleasing and aesthetically nice? So make lists of all of this stuff and then focus on your vision of the place that you really want. That will draw it to you. And if you find that this summer, then I would say go for it. But it doesn't look like you might not be seeing that. And be discerning. If all of a sudden there's too many wonderful choices, I would question that. There's no free lunch, right? So
well, I feel you're exactly right, Colleen. The one thing that came to mind was that the area that you start looking at, that you're drawn to, just be careful if it's. The only way I know how to explain it is like, is it in a flood zone? Is it in an area
right.
that the climate might screw things up? If it's an apartment or a house or apartment, is it structurally sound? Those kind of things come up. But, I was trying to focus on, is summer a good time to move? Yeah, summer's a good time to move, but maybe not from what, if you listen to what Colleen said, that what the cards are saying, that it's not really maybe the best time, and that you do have all these options. So check out all your options and make sure that it's structurally sound and it's not in an area where there could be a flood or some kind of climate problem.
And get yourself kind of a personal real estate person. I know the last couple of times that I've moved, I've actually been able to go to the real estate agency and get one specific person that would listen to my long, meandering tale about what I needed to get in order to move. And they were very patient and they took notes for me. They kind of made my list for me. And then when we looked at places, they would remind me of my list. So I was able to say, oh, you know what? That actually isn't as important as this. Like, I don't really need 14 closets. Like, I could really do it with 10, you know, like, you need, if you can get someone to work with you, they should be your advocate. They should be saying, well, this was your budget. This wasn't your budget, or this has enough rooms for what you want to do. That real estate person might be really helpful, especially when it comes, since you had that one card where you have just all these choices. If you're just looking by yourself, you might not, you need that professional eye is what I'm saying. You just need that professional eye. Okay.
I like the sound of that too.
Yeah. Okay. So
Hope that helps.
Yeah, I do. I hope that helps. All right. So we did that one. Vivienne, who's been so helpful in the chat. Thank you so much, my dear. May I have a message, please, from my spirit team about my path? Thank you. I'm going to grab another deck of cards. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Go ahead if you want to. I'm just going to turn.
Yeah, I was just thinking, are you feeling like, oh, she just disrupted my thought.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you feel like you're on your path anyway? Do you feel like whatever you're doing right now is where you feel comfortable? Is this where you felt you were going anyway? That would kind of help for me to know that, because your spirit team, I love it that you call it spirit team. I guess I feel like you are on your path. You are on the right, you are going in the right direction. I don't know. Does that make any sense? You need to make more changes. You're making plans and changes. I feel I'm making changes. Okay. Well, change is always good. For some people, change is uncomfortable, but usually change is a positive thing. And if you're working on it, then you need to add and subtract people from your life. Okay. Then you know what you need to do. And the decisions you're making are right. You are making the correct decisions. I feel that very positively. Yeah, I know, but I also feel like you're headed in the right direction. And keep making your changes and keep making plans. I mean, that's progressive, and that's what you need. That's what we all need to do, really. What do you got, Cole?
All right. So I pulled out a different deck for this. I pulled out the Divine Feminine Oracle Guidebook, or Oracle deck. I'm looking at the guidebook really quick. The card itself that I pulled is Queen Esther, the Morning Star. Now, Venus is also the Morning Star. So if you happen to be a Libra or Taurus rising, sun, or moon, then that's the Venus connection for you. And the little phrase on the card just says, my ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. And I'm just going to peek at what they say in the guidebook and just see if this is. Well, I'll just read this if that's okay. Is that all right? And now for story time. The ego has a timetable that the soul couldn't care less about. When we're feeling stressed or threatened in some way, fear can be exceptionally loud and can inform the ego to work overtime in trying to get something accomplished or to manipulate something to happen. The natural flow of energy that's always at work behind the scenes, the universe's capacity to assist us, then gets blocked. When we are in service of love, we are following the dictates of our soul. And when the ego in its and when the ego is in service of the soul, divine timing ensues. Esther mastered this art. Even under extreme duress, she listened wisely to her soul. She became a queen by letting her love for her people inform her feminine intuitive powers. This is her imperative. Trust that everything is aligning in divine timing. Trust your soul voice.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes with these oracle books, I just read what they say because they say it so well. They put a lot of thought into this, and a lot of times those are channeled messages about that particular being, so sometimes you just gotta.
Okay, well, she says she's worried about making the changes and being able to have financial stability. Now, the finances, I feel like your finances are going to be okay, but all of us, we're living in an environment with the inflation and stuff that we're all tense about the money. I mean, everything is so much more expensive. And so uh, that feeling of being concerned about the finances is totally natural because everybody feels that way right now. It's just the way it is. But I think you're saying that the changes might interrupt your financial stability. And
Yeah, when people are moving towards a more spiritual path, one thing to remember is that you don't have to be poor to be spiritual. Like, you don't have to just give up everything that's material in order to pursue your path. You probably need to weave the two together. And if you're trying to start a business or something, or make changes in your life to where you are um, really devoting yourself to your spirituality, and that may be including a business, it may not. But I think something that a lot of people forget is that we manifest and design our lives. We create how we want our lives to be. And as you are moving more into spirituality, not to be harsh, but maybe that's an excuse for you not to move as deeply into your spirituality as you really should, because you know that you can manifest anything that you need materially just by envisioning your future. You don't have to work out the nuts and bolts. You don't have to figure out how the direct deposit happens. You don't have to work out how the payment works. All you have to do is envision yourself safe with a roof over your head. If you need transportation, then those needs, you need to envision yourself having those needs met. So you can weave this into a picture of your future where there is no worry about bills, but there is no worry, but there is a love and a devotion to your spiritual practice. But that leaves you plenty of energy and time to allow the universe to take care of the material things. Now, I do this YouTube channel. A lot of this has to do with my spiritual practice. I have a private spiritual practice that I attend to. I work with a group of people that are very much tuned into my spiritual practice. And I also work a full time job because I have a mortgage and I have a car payment and I have to do things like that. So it's a lot to do, but that's what I do. I hope in the next few years I'll be able to retire. Universe, I'm saying that I'd like to retire and still have my house and my car. Thank you. But it's not one or the other is what I'm saying. You weave it together and you believe that you A, deserve everything, B, you're perfectly capable of having all of those things, and C, there's no room in your life for that worry thinking, because that worry thinking drains away all the good stuff, all the positivity that you're building up. So
well, you know what? Can I interrupt for just a
yeah,
moment?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What she's saying is she doesn't have any family around. In other words, she's saying, I think what you're saying is that you don't have a safety net. So if things don't go as they should,
Mhm.
especially with money. You don't have anybody to go to. You can't say, "Hey, can I borrow a couple $100 or something?" I mean, I don't know, that you're in that position. So, um,
Yeah, and she also says that she was I was told that I'll just put it up here. I was told that what I want to manifest is not going to be. Well, letting I don't know that I would let someone tell me what I'm going to manifest or not. I think it's your design. It's your thing. And, if you have a good base right now, if you have a um safety or security, either financially or just materially, right now, if you can leave that alone and not have to rock the boat, that's great. If you can take your next path and lay it on top of that, layer it on top of that, as far as, how many hours in the day there are, then you'll find that what you're supposed to be doing will draw you in and things will change. But it might not change real quick. It's not a matter of just walking out the door and shutting out the lights one night. It's a thing that will happen over time. And you do need to, if you don't have a safety net of family around you, then yeah, you do need to build up that into your vision, that your vision is to have people around you, to have people who love you, to find a community where you can belong and practice the things you want to practice and still be safe. I mean, I'm in a very similar boat. I do have my sister and my brother, but they live 3,000 miles away from me. So I don't have that either. I get that. And I'm not saying like, well, I can do it, you can do it. I'm saying that everybody's path is different. And a lot of us are, you know, so many of my friends actually are very far away. So had to make
well,
new
and
friends.
also look at your own history. Have you been able to do this for yourself all along?
Mm-hmm.
Because if that's the case, nothing's going to change that way. You know how to financially take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But I certainly can relate to, what do I do if A, B, and C happens and I can't recover from it? Then that's a very scary place to be. That causes a
Mm-hmm.
lot of anxiety. And the best
Mm-hmm.
thing to do with something like that is to remove anxiety, remove the worry, because once you do that and you just relax and go, whatever's coming my way, I can deal with it. Um, and just be calm about it, then the answers start to come to you. Oh, now I know. All I really have to do is this and this and this, and I'm going to be fine. And
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen with you. I think you're just going to sit down one day and go, does this really look as bad as it feels to me? It doesn't have to be that way. Let go of the anxiety,
Yeah.
let go of the fear, and the answers come to you. You definitely have a connection with your spirit guides. So
Yeah.
you've got help on that end. And
I strongly support what you just said, Cleo. That is so true. I used to say a lot in readings for people that from where I'm sitting, there is no evidence that you have that much failure in your future. Your past certainly does not point to that. There's nothing in your past that says that you're just going to end up horribly lacking in any area, because and honestly, in my life, I have had times of real destitution. Really, like, uh-oh, no bus fare, can't get to the stupid job that I need in order to buy the stupid rice and beans that I need to eat tomorrow. Like, I've been there bad. And not to say that it's just a cakewalk now, but it's a lot easier now because I've learned to kind of open up and allow the universe to come in. And that can be scary too, because it's an unknown. But you can do it. You can do it. And trust your guides. Trust your guides. They're going to steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, and don't focus so much anymore about not having a safety net. Don't worry about it. I don't think you need it. Plus, by the way, the whole time we've been talking to her about this, and
Yeah.
I don't do automatic writing, but I've just been sitting here writing dollar signs, dollar signs, dollar signs. I'm like, what in the world? It says to me, your money's going to be okay. Your
And
finances
also,
are going to be okay. May not, that may not say they're going to be great or that you're going to, come into a bunch of money. I don't know anything like that. I just know that you don't need to worry about it.
and
Uh,
also look at the chat. Look at all the supportive and loving messages she's getting in the chat.
yeah, I noticed.
You
That's
do
very
have
cool.
you do have a lot, you generate a lot of love, and the people in the chat, if that isn't a testimony to how much you generate love, I don't know what is, because you got a bunch of people in there who are just like, yes, yes, blessings to you, love and light to you.
And
So that's
she's just
great.
saying she has a lot to be grateful for. She's a grateful person. All of those kind of positive things, plus all these people that are saying,
Mhm.
"Yay, go for it!"
Yep.
Prayers for you. You know, soak it up. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine. We all go through these periods, and you
Oh
know,
yeah, it's at the time. It just feels so. You're just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do?
yeah,
And
yeah,
then
you
once you let go of that feeling that you're just overwhelmed, you get rid of that. Get rid of the anxiety, the fear, the overwhelming feelings. Start to feel better about yourself, and then all these good things start coming to you anyway. When you're anxious and worried, you block good things coming in your direction. And
absolutely.
it's not the easiest thing to do, but I know you can do it. I know
Yeah,
you can.
absolutely. All right, let's go to another. Okay, we did that. Okay. Now, after this one, Cleo, I'm going to have to go into the chat and pull some more questions. So you're going to see me
Oh,
like this for a while. All right. So this is Sandra K. She wants to know, and she's got our RVG in there. Is there a message from my angels and guides? Thank you. Let's see.
where did you find this? Oh, there it is.
And oh, I wish I pulled that other deck. I'll pull it from here. Okay. Do you have anything or
No, go ahead. Go
okay.
ahead.
I'm just pulling over the okay. So the first card that I get is the 8 of Pentacles, and that's just saying that you are a person who has quite a bit of skill and you take great pride in your work, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. You've got something coming in the form of maybe a new relationship. This could represent a new romantic relationship. It could represent a child, a pregnancy. It could represent a new pet. It could represent any kind of a new partnership, a great friendship. But something new like that is coming to you, or a project that you're just a real heartfelt, project that you've wanted to do for a very long time. And then you get the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is someone who is very good at handling money, managing money, working with people who work with money, and also working with your own skills and resources. And so this is saying that you're using everything around you, like your skills and maybe even your relationships, and that this is all of this is going towards making you very, very happy, very, very happy. So I think that more than telling you what to do, they're just saying, good for you. Keep doing what you are doing, whatever you are doing, because you're on a very positive path. It's very productive and it's making you feel good. If you're still in the chat, can you tell us, are you an earth sign? That's a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn? Tell me if you see her answer. I'm going to scroll up here for a minute. So we don't know. So if you are a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, then you are the Queen of Pentacles. You are the one that's really making everything happen. Or you might have an earth sign rising, in which case you would also be the Queen of Pentacles.
She's a Sagittarius.
Yeah. So you might have a rising sign that's earth, and you're making all of this wonderful stuff happen. And that's it's good stuff coming for you. Really good stuff. So there isn't anything like you should do this or that or meditate, or it's just saying whatever you're doing, keep doing, because it's going to bring good things to you. And I also pulled up an oracle card for you too, and this one was Ariadne, Mistress of the Labyrinth. I don't know if you ever walk labyrinths, but they're really calming and meditative and really kind of cool to do. A lot of churches have labyrinths, and they don't charge you anything for just going and walking them. Some of them have them indoors, some of them have them outdoors, like in a garden area. Some like arboretums, parks, things like that. Sometimes in a beautiful planted surroundings, sometimes they'll have a labyrinth. You can get to one and walk it. It's a great thing to do. It's a great way to meditate. And she says, my soul knows the way, and the only way is through. So that's what I got.
And she also says she has Capricorn rising.
That's an earth sign. There you go. Okay. Great. So earth signs know how to stick to something. They have a lot of determination, and they try to be very thorough, but they're very practical and down to earth when it comes to getting things done. And that's what you're doing. You're trying to be very practical and down to earth. So good for you. FYI, Cleo and I both have Capricorn rising.
I do?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yeah. So good. So is that good, Sandra? I hope that's good.
Yeah, I agree with what Colleen said for Sandra. Were you going to go to another question?
Yeah.
How about Starhawk?
Yeah, I got that one. Let's see. Let's do that. And let me get rid of this one and go back to live. I would love a message from my guides or angels regarding my spiritual growth, on what path I should take to better communicate with them. Thank you so much. I'm gonna grab a different deck really quick. You go ahead and ruminate on this question.
Okay, well, I started going into this question before I should have, because I should have been spending more time with Sandra, but I got sidetracked because you have a very supportive group of guides that's been with you for a long time. And they say you're on your right tracks for spiritual growth, that you are somebody that lives it. And as far as communicating with them, I don't know exactly. You have a great connection with your spirit guides. I think you are communicating with them, whether, you may not actually hear them, but no, they're there for you. They're supportive, and they're pleased with whatever you're doing. And that your spiritual growth will continue. It's ongoing. So as far as a path, I think you're on the right path. I think you're doing this. I think you're doing life the way you're supposed to be doing it. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, if that resonates at all, but that's what I feel. And maybe Colleen can expand on this a little bit. But no, first when I first read this, I felt that it was a very, that you've got some positive things going on, that you are in touch with your spirit guides, that you uh, that they are just supportive and feel like you're doing the right things. Does that mean every single thing? I don't know. Not necessarily every single thing, but in general, you are in on the right path, doing the right things, and no, they're just they're just happy with you. What do you got, Colleen?
So I pulled out a different deck. I pulled out the Angel Tarot. It's not a Doreen Virtue Angel deck. And this tarot deck delves really deeply into the Kabbalah, which I won't get too much into. But the first card I got was the Knight of Pentacles, which they relate to an angel called Leilahel. And it says, the praiseworthy God, light of understanding, acquires knowledge and cures illnesses. So I don't know if you do any healing, Starhawk, but this is the card that you got. And I don't know your sign, but you got two pentacles and a wand. So there's earth signs there and fire signs.
Well, Starhawk just said, "Oh, I just lost it. Hold on here a minute. It was very
Mm-hmm.
important." They have the Starhawk says they have literally saved my life a time or two.
Your
So
guides.
yeah, the guides or
Wonderful.
angels, and
So the
that,
next,
that but I think that's the feeling I got about this was that they're just so supportive of you and very happy with whatever it is you have done. You're not done learning, you're not done growing, but none of us are. But you have a great connection with your spirit guides.
and another card that was pulled is the Four of Wands. That's usually the celebration card. And this one, the angel that they use is called Mahazaya, and it's God the Savior. And it says rectification helps one live in peace with everyone. So the Four of Wands is, that happy celebration for whatever it is. It could be a wedding, it could be a birthday party, it could be a graduation, it could be any kind of a reunion or celebration, usually with family, but also with friends. And so I think that's what Cleo is saying is your guides are sort of celebrating you. They're saying, no, man, you got it. You got all this stuff. Don't worry about where you're going. You're going exactly in the right place. And don't
Yeah.
forget that each step of our lives, every step of our path, we're in the perfect place for that moment. And sure, you may do other things as you go through your life, and you may have done things coming up to that point in your life. And at each point, you were in the perfect place because we grow and we expand. We falter, we, take a few steps back and then we go forward. And that's the beauty of life is that it is imperfect and we are imperfect, and that's fine. The next card that I got was another four, the Four of Pentacles. And so I'll talk about fours in just a minute. Mizrael, God liberating the oppressed. This one stands for self atonement, cures mental illness. Here's another reference to curing or healing, and deliverance from persecution. So maybe just helping people that are unable to help themselves would be another mission that you might stick in your little portfolio of missions to take a look at. Um, the Pentacles coming up, the Knight of Pentacles is usually in the Rider Waite, the slow and steady knight, the person who is reliable, who's steadfast. Everybody can count on them. And they can also be good with money, but the way that they express their pentacleness is to be just very, very reliable and not to jump to conclusions and not to do things in a rash manner. The Four of Pentacles is also a very solid card. This is usually portrayed as the person who is the miser holding on to the four coins. But in my other decks, specifically in the Cosmic Tarot, the Four of Pentacles is portrayed as having a doctor or somebody who looks like a professional advising someone else. So in that deck, it would be more standing in for somebody who is an advisor, a counselor, a healer, perhaps, because he does really look like a doctor. He's got a white coat and everything on. And so, someone who can counsel people, help people, maybe heal people, and share their understanding of the world with others, maybe share your spiritual knowledge with other people. So that's what I would say for you, Starhawk. Some information to chew on.
And another thing, as you were talking about this, I noticed that Starhawk is the kind of person that when you go to a gathering, when you get together with friends, when you enter the room, people are happy to see you. And they're like, oh, yay, they're here, and your spirit guides are like, yep, yep, there she is. And, or he, I don't know if Starhawk is a man or a woman, but, you just, when you come into the room, people like that, and you have a good you attract people. People feel easy coming up to you and saying hi, even if they don't even know you. You might be one of those kind of people. You walk into the store and somebody turns around and just starts talking to you about something, and you tell them whatever and move on, but they feel good about running into you. Same with all your friends and family and coworkers, and you know you're just a cool person.
All right. So moving on here. Going back to my starred questions. Oh, I'm on my starred questions. This is from Sarah Keyspert, and I just want to say, Carrie G, I found your question and I added it to the starred questions. So don't worry, we'll get to your question too. And this one is from Sarah. I would also love a message from my angels and guides. So I guess I'll keep my angel deck out and we'll just see what's going on with that. Okay. All right. So shall I go or you got something?
First, I just wanted to say about, is it Viviane? Is that her name?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That she, anyway, I wanted to thank her for that.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. 1111. I love it.
And
Repeating angel numbers.
For Sarah, go ahead, Colleen, because I'm feeling a couple things here, but let me see what you have to say.
So the first card I get is the King of Swords, and the angel that they name for this one, and I'm probably butchering all the pronunciations, is Lauaya, the exalted God. And it gives it the number 11. And that's so interesting that we just acknowledged Vivian's gift of 1111. And this is victory, grants victory, and protection from lightning. So if you're ever near lightning, Sarah is the person you want next to you. The pictures in these are not very colorful, so they're not real exciting to see on screen. There's this little sort of cherubic looking angel who is the Knight of Swords, or the King of Swords, rather. So the King of Swords is usually thought of as a person who is affiliated either with the law or learning, and also law enforcement. And in this victory, I mean, that kind of speaks to that victory and granting victory and protection from lightning, that this is a person who is a protector, who wants to uphold probably justice because they're holding that sword of justice. And this is part of you. Now, Sarah, if you have been on a path for a very long time, the cards that you're getting, I think, are indicating that you're ready for a new chapter in your path, in your spiritual journey. Most likely, I think that's mostly what we are talking about when people are asking about their path. And so kings are a very high level of mastery, as are queens, but kings are higher. And, remember that tarot was written way before the days of anybody thinking about, gender equality or anything. So women, queens, are thought of as just slightly a lower level of mastery as kings. kings, if you think about it, if they've reached the epitome of their mastery, what would they do after that? They might mentor people, they might teach, they might step down from being a king and do that. Or for most kings, probably not. They would retire and just relax for the rest of their life, or they would transition, meaning go to the other side. So when we look at kings, we look at endings of things. So I'm thinking that you may have mastered something to the point where you're ready to now move on to something else that you want to look at. And indeed, the next card you get is a queen, the Queen of Cups. So the angel they named for that one is Pahalaya or Leah, God the Redeemer. And it says redemption serves against enemies of religion, governs chastity. This might be a whole different direction for you. So you may want to look into these angels, or you may just want to look into your heart and say, what is the thing that I've been wanting to do? And now, maybe I've mastered this one thing. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to just give up that one thing that you've mastered. It could be that you're adding to your bag of tricks, right? You're just layering more and more understanding, because that's what we do here on earth. It's a school, and we're all trying to kind of get to the pinnacle or the head or the godhead or whatever it is. And no one way is the right way to get there. We all get there in our own individual way. And the last card that I got is the Page of Cups. So there's a youthful energy here. There's something to be discovered. There are secrets waiting for you to reveal them, or for the secrets to be revealed to you. And this is, I cannot say this one, Aizel something. I don't know. It's crazy. God who rejoices. And it says divine comfort gives consolation and protection from one's enemies. And this is the picture for that one. So if we look at all of this stuff together, I think this is saying that you have another little leg of your journey to go on, that there's something new that you're going to be looking at. And it probably has to do with these both of the queen and the page both talk about protecting others. So something about helping other people. Maybe this is in the form of healing. Cups very often refer to healing because it's related to water. But something. So get your mind kind of moving in that direction and see what you can come up with.
That's exactly, well, not exactly, but that's very similar to what I'm feeling about Sarah, that Sarah has reached a certain pentacle already. And you seem to be accomplished in certain areas. I don't know if we're just talking about spiritual or, in your job or whatever. No, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that. It
It
feels
doesn't
like,
feel like
no, it feels like, working with your spirit guides. Anyway, you're stepping up, and then you kind of stayed at the same plateau for a while. You're getting ready for like a spiritual awakening, a big enlightenment. You've got some very cool things happening for you in the future. So the message would be just stay on target and be prepared to maybe reach a different level. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but I wish this was my reading. Okay,
yeah,
this would be a very cool thing to have.
yeah, yeah. I think so too. All right, so we'll let go of that one, and we'll go on to. Oh, we did that one, I think, and then let's do Carrie's.
Somebody had asked Colleen if you and I read
Yeah,
each other.
yeah, that was Jill Steiner. A
No,
little bit, not
no,
really.
not really.
Not really. I mean, we will call each other and ask for each other's opinion on situations, but we don't usually call up and say, "Hey, I need a reading." We might now, I don't know, but
It could happen any minute. But for the most part, I don't need to call her and ask. I don't need a reading from her because I already know. No, that sounds. I don't mean to sound egotistical or anything, but
no, but she's tuned into her guides, is what she's saying. So
yeah,
she
but
gets
for
it
the
from her
most part,
guides.
I already know. But yeah, I do. When we were younger, I guess we did stuff like this, but we didn't. We weren't this advanced. Um,
No, no, and just to let you guys know, My birthday present from my sister when I was 10 years old was my first deck of tarot cards.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I still have them. I still have them.
Well, and you have sent me angel cards and different tarot cards also, but I don't know how to read them. I don't
That's
use
okay.
them.
That's
But
okay.
yeah, as far as us, it's kind of weird that we should be where we're at now. It has to do with just getting older and wiser and more in touch with the spirit world. I mean,
And
but
gray hair. It has a lot to do with
and
gray hair.
gray hair all adds to it. So, but now it would actually it'd be fun to do that sometime, just get together and read each other. But Colleen lives on the East Coast, I live on the West Coast, and she's had to raise her kids and do all that stuff. So this kind of comes a little bit later. The kids are growing up, and now we have time to do this kind of thing. So we don't really read for each other, but we could if we wanted to. But
Yeah.
not necessary.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. All right. So now we're going to do Carrie's questions. Carrie, I hope you're still in the chat. My middle daughter, Courtney, is estranged from our family 2.5 years now. Will we reunite before the end of the year?
Hmm. I'm wondering if there's some kind of is somebody mad at somebody? Is there a reason for this separation for 2.5 years? Uh, does your daughter Courtney feel like, is she mad about something? Is Courtney mad about something? And that's kind of what I'd like to know. Is okay. So Courtney is mad about something, and so she's just kind of separated from everybody. So boy, she's stubborn. She's being real stubborn about this. You guys will work it out and get back together, but she's stubborn and she's got her own ideas about things, and apparently she doesn't think you agree with her or something. Yeah, she's mad at you. Okay, she's going to get over it, whether it's by the end of the year. Boy, I'm not sure about the timeline. I just know that at some point, I mean, I don't know how old she is, but a lot of times age will make a difference of how they view things. But I just see Courtney with her hands on her hips, like, no, no, she just, it's really kind of funny, but I'm sure it's not fun for you. But she just so she's so stubborn. She's got an idea about things and she's sticking to it. And it just seems like nothing you say is the right thing. So probably the best way to deal with her is not to push it, because she's not open to listening. She's just not open to listening.
Mm-mm. Is that it?
Did
I go?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So Courtney is spitting nails. She hasn't let go of any of the anger from 2.5 years ago. She's still that angry. But
she's 41.
okay.
Okay.
Things
She should know better. Okay.
she should, but she's this it may have, at the time, it may have seemed very rash, her reasoning for breaking away from the family. But after 2.5 years, it's no longer rash, and yet she's still angry, just as angry as she was.
Okay,
So,
Colleen. She said that she told someone about Courtney being pregnant, and then Courtney apparently had a problem with the pregnancy, and that is what I'm guessing. This is what started I'm not having anything to do with you now, and I'm for 2.5 years now. So anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, that's okay. So, things things for her this year are going to calm down to the point where she becomes just like over it. Like she's bored with it. Like the anger does abate later on in this year. She is able to let it go, but she's still mad, but now it's just like, ugh, don't even talk to me. She just like over it. Whereas in this red hot moment, she's still very feisty and fiery and angry. But by the end of the year, I think something is going to happen. Somebody is going to start either talking to her, or she's going to start working with a group that's not a part of the family, I don't think, although it could be members of the family. But somehow she's going to be involved in something that's really going to help change her mind. She's 41. God knows if she can still get pregnant again to have another child. I don't know. Maybe that's part of her. Maybe she's projecting that anxiety onto this issue. I wouldn't be surprised at all if she did. She wouldn't be the first person to do that. But something is going to happen with her to allow her to grow, to mature through this issue. And after that, I'm not going to say that by Christmas you guys are going to be all, hugs and lollipops and rainbows, but I do think that there's going to be a cessation of this intense anger, and a change in her mental attitude, and probably a change in her life. She's probably this work that she's going to be doing is probably going to really change her attitude about things. And then there's a chance for a reconciliation, but not until then.
But
So,
I'm wondering, is she possibly thinking about adopting? And
oh,
that would bring a change about things. And
oh, yeah, maybe.
um, but also she does come to terms with, she starts to wonder herself, what the hell am I so mad at mom for? Why
Yeah,
why am I taking it out on mom? And
right.
so um,
But she's just not there right now.
no, not right now, but it's
But there
coming.
will be a change. Something seismic is going to shift in her life that allows her to drop some of this anger, and to allow her to see that she's not hurting anybody but herself. I don't know if she has other kids, but
Well, she says, Carrie says that she lost two. I'm assuming, we're
oh,
talking miscarriages.
oh, that's so sad. That's very
Yes,
hard.
that's hard, really hard.
Very hard.
And
Yeah.
yes, you want to lash out at somebody because
Yeah.
you're blaming yourself. And
Yeah.
that's not right, but that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
When Carrie says she didn't know. But anyway, maybe there is something about, I do feel something about she's considering it or looking into it or thinking about a possible adoption. Um, Especially if she's lost two in a miscarriage.
Mm.
Um, and like you say, she's 41. Um, some people get away with that, Colleen. Um, some people don't. It's just, but whatever she's thinking about, she eventually starts to realize that whatever her problems are, it certainly doesn't do her any good to stay mad at you. There will be a reconciliation, and
But it's a ways off.
and
Ways off.
just be patient with her. I
Yeah.
don't think although her anger is directed at you, I don't think in her heart that's really what you're just the one to vent on. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. She'll come around, and some of it may have to do with her son. You know, she may realize that this is hurting her son, not being able to see her his grandmother, you know. So she'll come around, but it's something's got to change deep within her, and it will. All right.
what's
So, yeah, so sorry for her stuff. Um,
Oh, sorry for Carrie. I mean, that's hard to go through. You
yeah,
want to help her. You know, she's been through some stuff, and it's hard. And instead of maybe that's part of it. She knows you want to help her, and you can't help her, and it's like I'm having a tough enough time. Don't bug me.
yeah,
So let it go. Let it go, and
yeah,
she will come around. But I think she might be thinking about adoption. Not that she will necessarily do that, but I think that that's what's been on her mind. And also, as time goes by, she will think I'm wasting time. Why stay angry about something that it serves no purpose?
yeah, absolutely. All right, we got a few more questions here, and we've already been on for an hour and 10, but we'll try to get through a few more questions. Um, let me see here. Diana V. Keep having a strong feeling that I need to get back to work, but I'm not sure what kind of work.
Well, I'm wondering. I'm not. As far as if you feel like you need to get back to work, I feel like you need to get back to work. As far as what kind of work, it depends on your skill set and what. Okay, I don't know what kind of work, but I do know that you need to follow whatever you're good at. It may not pay the most, or whatever you really enjoy doing, and stick with that. Because maybe you've done jobs in the past where you just did it because you had to have an income. Um, this time around, if you've got that feeling, I got to get up and do something. For whatever reason. Obviously, everybody goes to work to make money, but follow your talent. What is your talent? What makes you feel good? So that this time when you're working, you it's more fulfilling than just putting in a 9 to 5 and getting a paycheck. And I feel like you have some kind of talent. God, I don't know what that is, but Colleen, what do you got on the tarot?
Well, just looking at her profile picture, that really cute puppy that she's hugging, the first thing that came to me when I was shuffling the cards was work with animals. But I'm gonna say,
Yeah, I tell you, I thought that too. I thought that too.
right? Yeah.
Work at the veterinary place.
Yeah, 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 that's what I was thinking too. Now, I'm gonna go out on a limb here because I'm terrible at guessing zodiac signs, even though I'm an astrologer. I'm always picking up all sorts of weird things in people's chart. But you got two cards that came up right away here that have to do with the sign of Leo. So maybe that's your rising sign or your moon sign or your sun sign or whatever. But you got the Knight of Wands, and then you got the Strength card. So the Knight of Wands is all about rushing in, doing it fast, very, very impetuous. This is just, I'm going to burn up if I don't take this action, right? And that may not be the best thing to do. Then again, it may be great. It may be inspired. It may be a thing of the moment. Maybe your local vet just needs somebody to answer phones for them, and that would put you around animals the whole time that you're at work. Or an animal shelter needs a volunteer, and that's a stepping stone to working with animals in a paid position or whatever. But I do feel like something, that is going to come about sort of quickly, but more like drop in your lap kind of thing. So it's going to feel real quick, but actually it's just going to kind of present itself and you're going to be like, okay, I'm doing it. And like the next day you're doing it. You also got the strength card. So you're going to find yourself probably in this position doing things that you probably never did before in a job or an unpaid position. You're going to find that you're able to do things that nobody ever trained you for. It's just going to sort of be this innate talent that comes out of you, and most likely because you are going to do something that you really love, something that really feeds one of your passions or hobbies or just interests. And then maybe from there you might refine it into some other kind of position. You got the Two of Wands, also representative of a fire sign. So if it isn't Leo, maybe it's Sag or Aries. But you're going to plan from that initial beginning for something a little bit more solid, a little bit more with some kind of a future. I don't know. But the last card that comes up is the Nine of Cups. It's the wish card. So whatever you're wishing for, man, you are going to get it. So even if it's not animals, if it's some other thing, just go for it. And I think it's going to drop in your lap. I think what the Knight of Wands is saying is, here's a little inspired nugget of an idea, and you're going to capitalize on it, take advantage of it. And you're going to find that it's really something that floats your boat.
Wow. That, and that's kind of what I'm thinking too. As long as you follow your talents and your desires and something, working at something that makes you feel good about doing that day, and then for a week, and on and on, because you need that too. Um, yeah,
That's
but I
going to be
mean,
big.
we're going by the dog in the picture, but it doesn't necessarily mean
Exactly.
it doesn't necessarily
Exactly.
mean a veterinary thing. However, both of us picked up on. I probably because the dog was there, but I mean,
Yeah.
you might be good with the veterinary thing. But also, I wanted to say thank you to Carrie G for $9.99.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thanks very much. Okay, so that's Diana. Let's go on to Tara. Please, could I have a personal message? Would love to know my guides' names. I've tried many times to connect with my guides, but I think I've upset them and they moved on to other people.
That's funny.
Tara, if you feel like they're not giving you their names because you've upset them, then guess again. I think, a lot of times the guides, and Cleo's probably a better authority on this than me, but I think a lot of times the energies that we attract as our guides, there's lots of people like to sort of categorize them like, oh, you have this for a birth angel, and then you have helper angels, and then you have a guide like this, and you have a guide like that. I don't really know about all of that stuff, but I do know that the guides very often come and they are of a collective mind. They're not really just what we think of here on earth as one person. They sort of are, but they sort of are not. So they operate in a world, in a realm, in a vibration that really, for us on earth, there's not a real good analogy to figure out how they're operating. And so very often there is no name. They're happy to take on a name if you want to give them one. I remember when I was in college, I was doing the Ouija board with some friends, and I'm very careful about my Ouija board, so don't judge me. And I was told that I had two guides, Henry and Daryl, and they were helping me basically with my wardrobe. So there you have it. They were just helper guides, and they were just helping me for then. But I don't think you can piss off your guides. I think they may feel like you're not paying enough attention, or they wish you would do this or that, but they don't. There's no judgment, and also your guides actually don't really have egos, even. So, you know, don't worry about that. Just keep
Yeah,
talking to
no.
them, and we will do I'm going to start shuffling, and now I'm going to let Cleo talk, because she actually does talk to guides on a regular basis.
Yeah, they didn't move on to other people, but that's cute. That's funny. But no, you don't. The first guide I ever ran across when I first got into this about 30 years ago, um, was my uncle who had passed away. And so that all made sense to me because I thought I didn't really even know it was called spirit guide, but it, because he passed away, he was the last relative to pass away right before I was born. And so I thought, okay, that all makes sense. And really, that person got me started into something, but then it moved on to something else. It was just kind of like what I could grasp and what I could understand. And then it's, to make sense of why I was getting these messages. And so, but they say sometimes it could be a relative, it could be somebody from your, ancient past or something. Yeah, but there's no, as far as names go, I mean, you would have to look into it to see if it maybe was a relative or something. But don't worry about the names. Just worry about, or don't worry about anything, but just think about that these guides are there to help you. They're always supportive. They're non-judgmental. Um, and and they don't always give specific answers, which always kind of irritated me because I would ask something, I want a specific answer. They don't really do that. That's why they're called spirit guides. They guide you in the directions that you need to go. And
And their messages are sometimes really frustrating because they're almost indecipherable sometimes, but it does get you to think. And that's what they really want you to do.
well, and a lot of times things come up not right at that moment.
Yeah.
Although to me, it feels like it's happening right now, and whatever I'm being told is happening right this instant. And I had to learn to just kind of back off and pay attention that something, because it'll be maybe a week or days or something down the road, and it'll be like, that's what that meant. I wondered what the heck that meant.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you don't upset them,
No.
and they don't move on, and you definitely have more than one. Um, you could have a group.
So I threw some cards and then I need to go run off camera for just a second. So can I tell her the personal message from the cards and then are you able to tap into her to a personal message from her guides?
I don't know. Let's hear what you
All
have
right,
to
so
say.
let me do the cards and then maybe you can do that. Okay, so the first card that I got for you is the Ace of Pentacles. So there's something new on the horizon, either better health or a new job or more a money reward, a boon, some extra money, a promotion, something. But it could also be health related, that it's just going to make you feel a lot better. And then we got the Lovers. So there's somebody in your life that you're going to find that if you already have a partner, then the relationship uh, takes a turn that is really welcome. So there's more cooperation, more respect, um, more union between the two of you. If you're not connected with anybody, if you're not in partnership, then you may be meeting somebody, and that may really help your mood, which may really help your health or something. But there's a new person there. They could be. I'm getting the Page of Cups too, so they could be somebody who's much younger. Now, how does this come from your guides as a personal message? Well, they're saying open up to allow prosperity in your life, open up to allow that new job to happen, open up to allow love in your life to happen, and believe that you deserve it all. Just believe it. Just believe it. You want a name for your spirit guide? Larry. That's it. I'm kidding, of course.
Larry.
Larry. Larry, the spirit guide. All right. I'm going to let Cleo talk and I'll be right back.
Okay, Tara, excuse me for just a moment. I wanted to say one more thing to Diana V. She says that she walked away from her career in healthcare in 2019. You were in, maybe, I don't know if you didn't like that or not, but what made you walk away could have been anything from the pandemic to whatever. It doesn't matter really, but you walked away from something that actually you're totally cut out for. So if you go into something else that has to do with helping people and stuff, that's what you should do. Um, yes, it's hard, that does, I hope that's not pandemic related, but okay, back to Tara. Oh boy, a personal message. They're personal messages. They're not upset with you. They're with you all the time. Your spirit guides are funny. It sounds kind of like you've got a pretty good sense of humor yourself. So that's good because humor makes everything come in easier. You're more relaxed about things. And so when the spirit guides are trying to guide you in a certain direction, you're probably fairly flexible and kind of go along with those lines of doing whatever it is they want you to do. Um, not this whatever they're guiding you towards. I shouldn't say want you to do, because generally speaking, spirit guides do not tell you what to do, which I learned early on because I was so resistant to that. I was like, don't tell me what to do. And that attitude didn't work at all. But if you're you know if you enjoy laughing and having a good time, so do your spirit guides, and these guys do, because when you said that they moved on to other people, that's hilarious. But no, they're still with you, and that's the personal message I have for you, is that they're still with you and they're helping you. And hey, keep smiling and laughing and enjoying this, because it's a good time.
And if you're hard up, just say, "Hey, Larry, I need a word," and then he'll come. Yeah. All right. Um, so let's go to the next one. I think we answered this one. Yeah, I think we answered that one. And what's this one? We did that one, but this one slipped by without us answering. Okay. Monica R. Does my guide have a message for me? Well, one thing that I'm getting just while I'm shuffling is sleep more. You need more sleep.
Well, and not just sleep, taking time for yourself.
Oh. I knew there was a good reason I was having you on tonight, so you can fill that in for us.
But yeah, you need to rest and relax and get some good sleep, but also just to take time for yourself. I don't know if you've been going through some stuff that's been taxing, but
Yeah.
yeah, you need to you need to rejuvenate and take good care of yourself, but to also just take some time away from the seriousness of life and have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, one of the cards I got was the 5 of Wands. You're really stressing yourself over things, really putting yourself in the middle of things so that you can I don't know, win over, or there's an aspect of this that you're working very hard, but you're also engaging in um kind of competitions or something with people that you don't need to. You're not in competition with anybody. Your skill level is very high. I got the 8 of Pentacles for you. Sorry, the glare from my light, but when the Eight of Pentacles comes up, that's a skilled person. That's a person that can really depend on their skills and is sought after for their skills. And then I have the Knight of Cups. So there's somebody who is bringing a secret, going to reveal a secret, going to bring a message for you, not necessarily just your guides, or maybe it is your guides. And maybe the message is, if you center more, if you ground more, if you lay down and meditate or sleep more, you may find that more messages from your guides come to you. But right now your brain is working so hard that you don't have enough bandwidth for the messages to come in, because your mind is always thinking of all these other things. So I think clear the space so that the messages can come in. You got anything else, Cleo?
Yeah, I want to thank Tara first of all for the donation, and
I didn't see that.
and I also want to mention to Jules Niner, who she may have already left. I'm sorry we didn't get to your questions, but I will be on again tomorrow at 4:00 Pacific time with Val from Dragonfly Crystals and the Mystic Four, and we love answering your questions. So, but on the messages for Monica, yeah, I'm still on the same thing of just chill a little bit. Whatever it is, don't let go of the seriousness, is the intensity that you are involved in right now, and get some good sleep, take time for yourself, go out and watch a movie or something, go for a walk, treat yourself to dinner. It does feel like just go. I mean, I'm getting exhausted trying to figure out where you're going. You're busy. So
Yeah.
just relax, and that's what your guides really want you to do, is just take a moment, chill. And whatever's going on is still going to be there, even after you take your mind off of it and go do something else for a moment, for an hour, because, and then whatever you're doing comes in clearer and better, because now you're relaxed, you're more receptive. Right now you're just working it. That's what I feel.
Yeah. Good. Best of luck, Monica. Best of luck. All right. I'm going to go to, let me hide this one. And I think this is our last one. AV says, hello. Do you see a new job for me?
Yep.
Okay. We're done. Okay. Love that.
I do see a new job.
Okay. So I guess I don't have to shuffle. Good.
No. You go ahead and shuffle, see where it goes. Because I don't get anything about what the job is, when it starts.
The boss's first name. Come on. What kind of a psychic are you?
If you've given notice yet to your old job?
Probably not. She doesn't know about the new job yet.
But I do see opportunities coming up, that if you want a new job, it is definitely there for you. And you're a good worker. You're a good employee.
Oh my gosh. Three major arcana. So just right there, I'd say, yeah, you're getting a new job. Now here's the thing. It may feel at first like it's a little bit of a departure from what you're used to, or that people are thinking, why are you doing that? So it's definitely begins kind of a new phase of your life, taking this job. So you're kind of taking a leap of faith to get there. And there may be things surrounding it that either you can't know until you get there. I don't know if you work like in government things and you have like security clearances or something, but there are things that are hidden about the job. Maybe not your end of it. Um, how do I put this? Like the nuts and bolts of you being hired by this organization and being offered a paycheck and all that stuff is straightforward. I'm not saying that they're going to be shady about paying you or something. I'm saying that the actual tasks in the job that you do may have something to do with, I'm going to say, secrets, things that are hidden, or water. The moon often has to do with water. There's also, fish live in water. It could have to do with that. It also could have to do with animals, because there's animals in this card as well. It may have to actually do with the planets. We've got a moon in an eclipse phase on this moon card. It could have to do with weather. It could have to do with any of those things. So something, I hope I hit the nail on some one of those topics for it. And this is going to be a job that you just absolutely love. This is going to be a job that you just feel like, oh, I finally stepped in the right place. I finally got in the door at the place that I absolutely love. So despite the fact that some people are just going to be like, what? Why would she do that? Why? You're going to know that it's really good. And the part of it, I think, if there are like whatever this moon card is representing, whether it's secrets or water or dogs or whatever, that is something that when you get in the door, you're just going to love it. It's just going to tap into something in you that really connects. And you're going to be like, oh, this is the best thing ever. So I wish I could tell you more what it is, but I've given you a whole bunch of things to think about.
Well, and there's something about it that's challenging for you that you just love that. You just like, I can do that. Maybe you've never done whatever it is. Maybe there's certain things about it that you've never done before, but you're like, I got this. I know I can get it figured out fast.
Yep.
You know, yeah, you got a new job coming up, and it's also something you're going to love. And but if you see other new jobs coming up, feel it out. If it doesn't feel right away, like you're like, well, maybe, I don't know. When you find this one that she's talking about, what Colleen's talking about, that you're going to love, that you will know it when you see it. So if you're second guessing yourself about something, move on to the next one, because there is something out there, and yeah, you are going to love it, and you're going to probably hang in there for a long time and do really well at it. Because like I said, you're a good worker. People love hiring you. They just, you're an asset to the company. Nice. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, this has been a phenomenal session. We had I don't know what the highest number was for people in the chat, but just a minute ago I looked and there were 13 people in the chat and we had 13 questions. So pretty much everybody got their questions answered. Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much for being here and for showing up, even though I did everything to screw it up.
Well, yeah, the timing got totally messed up, so I didn't think we were going to have anybody. So I'm so glad you guys showed up.
Yeah, so glad. Oh, you know what, though? I think Mika Goddess had a question and I missed it because I remember seeing, now that I say that, oh, please let me find it. Wish there was a way, like it's a spreadsheet, like you just click on the name and all the comments.
Where she said people started to come to me for healings and had to stop a few years ago.
Yes. Yeah. There it is. Okay, let's look at that. Okay. How do you see that going for me? Okay, so let's look.
It just depends on why you had to stop. If you stop, did it have anything to be doing with feeling uncomfortable about it, or not thinking you were getting the right answers, or because you're definitely suited for that. You're definitely suited for that. I say stick with the healings. I don't know, maybe you yourself, maybe you had a job that was taking up too much time and you couldn't do it anymore, or I, you're not feeling well yourself. I don't know, but if you know what you're doing with that, I would stick with it. I would keep doing it. I would get back into it. Um, it's going to take you a little tiny bit of time to ramp back up, and not much, because it's right in your alley. You should do that.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So she said she had health issues and you had to help take care of your mom. So no, okay, definitely go for it. I think this is a really good thing for you, and I think you provide a good service to the people you're reading for.
Yeah, I concur. I came up with some really good cards. Queen of Cups, that's a healer. That's a person who can definitely heal and can reach a very high level of mastery as a healer. Um, I mean, if you do have any things in your own body or soul that need to be healed, I would maybe take some time to address that and work on that yourself, um, if you need that. But it doesn't sound like that was a reason that you stopped. The magician also comes up, so you definitely have a gift in this area, and you should put it to good use. You will feel better when you have that exchange of energy with other people who are grateful for your services. And I don't know if you were charging or not charging or whatever, but anytime you do healing or divination of any kind, there should also always be an exchange. You should either have a like service given to you if you're giving service, or money, or some kind of an exchange. Otherwise, the person who's doing the healing is depleted. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Well,
All
and
right.
I think that was because she was dealing with her own issues and also helping with her mother,
Yeah.
that was a really good thing to step back for a little bit, because you had to put
Yeah.
your energy into something else. But hey,
Yeah.
when if those things, if you're able, if you have time and you're able to do that, do it, because you are cut out for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this has gone on for a very long time. We're coming up at an hour 42. And so I'm going to cut us off here. But thank you, everyone, for being in the chat. It's so nice to know that you guys are actually out there and want to hear us doing this. And we will see you soon. Thank you. Take
Yes.
care,
Bye
everybody.
bye.
Bye.